what to do when I want to update users on a SQL database from within Java using JDBC. So this time I want to update using parameters. For instance, I want to get, using the scanner, I want to get somebody's password and I want to get a new password to update the password. Okay, so I've got a string password, old password and new password, and I get both of those from my end user. So I just want to make a change here. I want to say where password, I want to say where username equals question mark and password equals question mark. So, and then I want to get a username here as well. So I want to find out somebody's username, his password, and then I want to get, let's say, get current password and enter username. So the problem is when I change somebody's password, I don't want to change the wrong person's password. Okay, so I ask somebody for a username, and then I ask somebody for a current password, and then I ask somebody for his new password. Now I want to update that. Okay, so now I create my con object, driver manager.getConnection like before, and now I've got a prepared statement object. So it's different from the statement object that we've used in the beginning. Prepared statement allows me to put a parameter into a SQL statement. So here I've got my SQL string. It's a normal string variable, and I say update users, which is my table name, set password equals question mark where username equals whatever and password equals whatever. So I want to identify a user by his username and his password, and once I've identified and filtered his records from the record set, then I want to set that row's password to something else. Okay, so update user set password where username equals question mark and password equals question mark. So you know SQL already, so you should understand that quite easily. Now I've got three question marks in my SQL statement. So here is my SQL statement. It's normal valid SQL statement, except now I've got question marks in it. Okay, so now SQL is that I go con.prepared statement SQL. So up until now I've got question marks. Now once I've done my prepared statement, I say okay, I've got three question marks, so I've got to have three set string statements. Okay, so I've got a password here, which is my very first question mark. So the very first question mark is where I'm going to say set the password to the new password. So my first question mark goes with a new password. Okay, where username equals, so I've got a username and I've got to say the second question mark must be the username, and then the last question mark, which is the third question mark, must be the old password. So I'm going to associate my question marks with numbers. I count 1, this is my question mark 1, that's my question mark 2, and that's question mark 3. So here I've got a 1, and that should be replaced with a new password. And question mark 2, where question mark 2 is, there I should have the username. And where question mark 3 is, there I should have the old password. So that is how I do the set string. Now, if the value that I'm working with is not a string, I can go dot set double, for instance. There I've got a set double, or I can do set int, dot set int, okay, or I can do whatever data type it is. So in this case, I've got to do a set string. Now the data types you choose according to what is on the actual database. So your variables must match what is on the database. Okay, so that is how you choose your data types. So I've got set strings, and then once I've done all of that, I've replaced every question mark with a value or with a variable. Then it's statement dot execute update. So I've had a bit of repetition in this video because some people might only want to check the update statement and not the others. So I do a little bit. I must apologize for some repetition, but anyway, so that is how you do a SQL query using parameters.